Okay. Hello, bonjour, sanbonani. Welcome to Greater Heights Network. My name is Nompumelelo Riel Kunene. This is the network where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. So welcome and please join us as I have amazing speakers today all the way from the United States of America. These amazing speakers, they're gonna share the platform with me today. So please, just sit down and relax and listen. And at the end, feel free to ask any questions that you have to any of our speakers today. So I'm just going to leave this platform to our speakers to introduce themselves before we get started. You can go ahead, Craig.
Oh, my name is Craig Zukovsky. I'm an entrepreneur, a speaker, and a person that just wants to share a message. That's it. Simple in its complexity. I want to share a message. I want to share a message about hope, and I want to share a message about how you can overcome the situations that you find yourself in these dire times.
And Debbie, you can go ahead too.
Hello, my name is Debbie Halbrook. My friends call me Dee Dee, and life is good. I've been told by my friends that I inspire them to go big. So I'm a rockin' grandmapreneur. And after 32 years, I took an early retirement from the corporate world to discover there was life beyond the cubicle. So I joined the home-based business profession. And for the first several years, I was taught to promote the products, right, instead of myself. And so when it's my turn to go here today, I'm going to talk with you about 3 obstacles that I had. The first one was the fear of success, right? Second, I'm not enough. And the third is being stuck in that learning mode. So those were the biggest 3 obstacles that held me back from moving forward with my business. Overcoming Obstacles by Build, Engage, and Sell is the title of my talk. And I'll be offering you 3 tips on overcoming those obstacles and in your home-based business and in your life, really. So it's all about promoting you, marketing you, and not so much the products. So we'll see you soon.
Wow, and Larry, you can take over.
Hello, my name is Larry Norma. I'm the owner and operator of Artistic Editions. I've owned and operated tattoo studios now for over 18 years. I've been a serial entrepreneur for the last 18 years of my life, going on 20 now. Working on what I do is I work with mindsets. Mindsets are my favorite thing to work with because going through business and working in business, what people have to realize is most of this stuff is just shifting of a mindset, because there's a lot of things you're going to go through that you don't even understand that's going to happen yet, right? Perseverance is a big thing of mine. You know, I have 4 key factors I work off of on certain businesses, and I have 4 key factors that work for other businesses because I own multiple businesses. So everything is a little different. So that's just who I am. And mostly it's just a mindset guy. I'm a billionaire mindset. That's my mindset. That's my motto. And that's who I am.
Wow, thank you so much. So now you can tell that we really have amazing speakers that are gonna motivate you, pump you, and change your life with just few words that they're gonna share with you. So our first speaker for today, it's gonna be Craig Zukovsky. Okay, let me try. Zukovsky, yes. Craig oh my goodness. I get so tongue-tied. I'm so sorry to mess up with your last name, Craig. But Craig shares the raw, unscripted story of how he rose from adversity, abuse, and setbacks to find his life's purpose. He's been helping others through mentorship and financial literacy training. And he also celebrates his failures as well as his successes, helping others to grow by finding and walking their own path. Craig says that we are all going through something every day, but you're not going through it alone. Whether you're laughing or crying, it's all expressed in the same language. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome this author, international speaker, mentor, life communicator, importer, exporter, contractor, real estate investor, award-winning restaurateur, husband, and a father. Let's just welcome Craig in the stage.
Thank you. Nampumela, thank you. My message is simple in its complexity as it always is. My speech is called From This Point Forward. As I'm in front of you, I'm going through some battles. And as we are all going through battles, I have a story to tell. And I have a story about how I move from the temple to actually doing things. I believe that we need to sit in time and relax and take a deep breath. From this point forward, I'm going to share with you why I know that you have the genius within yourself, why I know that you can overcome the obstacles because I have. And if I can, literally anybody can. So I was a 9/11 responder and didn't realize that I had gotten sick. 2 days out of my life, I was literally brought down on my knees. And I tell you this to encourage you to stand up. Stand up one more time, stand up 2 more times or 3, whatever it might take. I'm going through things right now where I take pauses more. I take pauses to think about the things that I've encountered in my life and why I feel that I am the speaker to bring a message, not to be too bold, but for you to understand that as I'm speaking to you on borrowed time. And I don't say that to you for any sympathy. I say that for the empathy that I have for you and for the empathy that I have for people to overcome their stinking thinking. I understand that once we move past this, once we move past everything that is holding us back, there's a new future, one that's brighter, one that showers you with love instead of stifles you with the insecurities that have taken over your life. They've taken over mine. They've shown me my emotional insecurities to past events. And I want to express to you how you can move from this point forward. I'm taking time. I'm sorry, I'm catching my breath here. I get nervous as I share my story because I don't want you to trip up the way I've tripped up with my mindset. I want to encourage you to always look past your pain and your suffering and the misery that is self-imposed. I want you to fight for another day, fight for an opportunity to express yourself. I want you to look in the mirror and appreciate that you are enough. I want you to understand that you are enough and in the ways that you may not understand right now. We're all going through something. We're all going through hard times. And we need to come together and tell our stories in the hopes of helping people move from this point forward. I'm saying this to you because I used to be a very reactionary person. And it wasn't until the procedures and surgeries and things that I've gone through to help me understand how to respond, how to sit back, how to relax. I was studying Joe Dispenza for a while, and I had an incident in the doctor's office where the doctor had taken the x-rays and came in, and I was nervous because usually when you're diagnosed with cancer and then you get over it, every little thing can trigger that emotional insecurity that we have with our stories. So as the doctor walked in, she said, "Mr. Sukovsky, have you ever had a bad x-ray?" And I was like, man, I can't do this again. I just went through 3 years of the most horrific pain a human can suffer. And the mental torture that I was doing to myself, I just couldn't do it anymore. What I said to myself was, you know what, whatever this doctor says to me today, not going to make me have a bad day. And when she came in and she told me that, I was like, okay, this doesn't have to be my story. And as I was saying that, she said, Mr. Sakovsky, the reason why I'm saying that, she holds up my x-ray and she says, I'm afraid your cancer is everywhere. And I looked at the x-ray and I was like, this lady doesn't have any of my medical records. I started to laugh. She said, what are you laughing at? And I said, because that is where they took my mid and lower lung out. It's not cancer. They actually removed all of that. She was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I had said that. I don't have any of your paperwork. And I wondered to myself, how often do we do this to ourselves? How often do we set ourselves up for failure, for life to bring us to our knees? How many times do we just not feel like we're enough to overcome the things that are thrown at us every day? Because life just keeps hammering you and hammering you and hammering you. And when you start looking at life from this angle, you react. At least I do in my story. Until you stand up and you just move and you start to respond to life and you bring everything that you have into who you are and you become this being instead of doing. And I believe that once you have literally overcome your stinking thinking, you empower people, you empower yourself. I look in the mirror every day and I say to myself, thank God you're still here. What can I do today to help people? What can I do right now to encourage myself to keep going on? And it's just the mirror. It's the reflection that I like now. It's the reflection that I hold dear. I love to just look at my facial expressions. I encourage you to do the same. I'd love for people to understand who they are and find their why, their genius within. I have found that for myself. Maybe on borrowed time, but I don't know. I know that I'm not taking a dirt nap anytime soon, and I'm keeping that chalk line at bay, right? As I'm moseying on by through life. I share this with you in the hopes that you share your story, in the hopes that you encourage yourself to have the courage to tell your story. Because I understand now, as a molested child to a bankrupt man to a person who was addicted to drugs and homeless, I understand now that those stories brought me to who I am right now. And I used to think that they were my failed behaviors. And I understand now that they're the encouraging stories to help me past what I'm going through right now. And I say this to you simply because I want the best for you. I see things in people that they don't see within themselves. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I coach and I mentor. That's why I help people move past their stinking thinking. I believe that this is the only real estate that you can own. Everything else outside of you is not the reflection of inside of you. And I believe once you shatter that paradigm for yourself to understand that you can literally do anything once you put your mind to it. Once you take all of these outside influences away, you catapult yourself to a new beginning. I like to just move forward from this point forward and continue life's journey. It's a beautiful life. I see it every day. I see it in the eyes of people that I make smile because I love when people smile. It's a reflection of who I am because I'm smiling every day, regardless of whatever comes my way. It's just who I am. It's who I am. It's who I've become. And I encourage you. I encourage you to just keep pushing. Life is going to hit you, whether you want to believe it or not. It's coming for you. Can't hide, because even when you're like this, it's coming. It's coming again. Stand up. Stand up for yourself. Dust yourself off, man. Put your boots on. Move forward. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Craig, for sharing such a powerful message. Now I believe that we can overcome our shortcomings from what you've shared in the platform. And we also need to be bold in times of stress, like you've mentioned. So showing up for yourself is the perfect gift. Thank you so much, Craig, for such a powerful message. So our next speaker is Debbie Holbrook. I hope I've said your last name right this time around. Holbrook, right?
Halbrook.
Okay, Holbrook. Okay, Debbie Holbrook is a rocking grandma who has taken an early retirement from the corporate world of 32 years just to discover there is life beyond the cubicle. She joined network marketing, and for several years, she posted on social media like her upline told her to do so, and only realized that it doesn't work. So she learned the art form of attraction marketing, and now she has built a team of marketers by teaching them only one thing: marketing. Because network marketing is marketing, but first you have to build a network, and to build a network, you need influence, and to influence people, you provide a value. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me to welcome Debbie Holbrook.
Thank you, Miss Reel. Amazing, Craig. Thank you so much. And you know, we're all locked in our homes right now for the most part. We're scrolling a lot of social media here lately. And I was scrolling just the other day, and I saw a post on my friend's timeline. I'm not sure who created this quote, but you know, you always want to include who created the quote. But it said, if you believe it'll work out, you'll see opportunities. But if you don't believe it'll work out, you'll see obstacles. And that is how I'm going to start off today. Because how would you like to know how to overcome your obstacles to achieve your goals, right? Everybody is looking for ways to do that, but we get stuck in what is stopping us from doing that. So my talk today is overcoming the obstacles by building, engaging, and selling. I'm going to give you 3 incredible tips and a lot more. And so stay to the end. I do have a valuable free offer. I wrote my first ebook, and so that's pretty powerful. A lot of obstacles before I could actually, you know, make that happen, but it happened. And if you keep, you know, going, what your goal will happen. So we all know what an obstacle is, right? It's that thing that blocks us. It gets in our way from progress. And so when you look up, like on the internet, for example, you know, some of the obstacles in life could be things like a lack of knowledge, maybe a lack of discipline, or a lack of inspiration even. Booker T. Washington said it best: success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life, but the obstacles that he has overcome. Most quotes or books may identify a quick way to overcome obstacles, such as, you know, stay positive, face it head on, right? But here's the secret. Here's what I learned. Don't focus on the obstacles. You've heard what you think about, you become, what you feel, you attract to you, and what you imagine, you create. So focus on this instead. Build it, engage with it, and sell it. And it's a process. So overcoming these 3 obstacles will help you move forward to greatness, because you do have greatness inside you. Les Brown says this a lot. You have greatness in you. So those with greatness in them may also have maybe a fear of success holding them back. So building an audience. The first obstacle could be the fear of success. A famous teacher, Maria Montessori, once said, and I love this, the greatest sign of success for a teacher is to be able to say, hey, the children are all over there working as if I didn't exist. How powerful is that? So be the leader that teaches others to be a leader. So fear of success. You might be thinking, well, What if I do get a bunch of people on my team? I'm not a leader yet, right? Or what if I get a ton of customers? What am I going to do? I'm only one person. Well, a great leader teaches their team to be leaders. So the best way to build your audience is to find people just like you. They are so much easier to talk to and so much easier to go hang out with and so much easier to speak in front of, right? When you talk to one, you talk to many, but when you talk to everybody, you talk to nobody. I love that quote. Facebook groups are huge right now, and that's how I'm building my audience. I've built an entire audience ultimately, and my team, right from Facebook. My goal is to add 5 people a day to my audience. So that's times 30 days in a month. That's almost, 150, 200. After 12 months, after a year go by, that's 1,800 people in your audience. And you've got to have an audience. You got to build your audience. So reaching out to those that like and comment on a post that you do, but go step behind that and go jump on their timeline and like and comment on their post for today, right? So the law of reciprocation, reaching out to those that like and comment on your post, and those are your people, right? They like what you do. So, for example, if you're a dog lover, one way to go find your audience is in a dog lovers group, right? Because people are going to post their questions there. They're going to post, what's going on with their dog. I need help. And you'll have the answer. You'll know what to answer. And so you'll be of value to them is what I'm talking about. And for example, if you like to cook, join a cooking club on Facebook. Facebook groups are getting big right now. And that is an amazing place to build, your audience. And then once you provide value, you can help, people trust you, right? That know, like, and trust factor. So pick a hobby. What do you like to do? Go find a group. Go give value there. Go help people out. And you'll see that audience will start building. And then you can start engaging with your audience. The second obstacle is a fear of, well, what if they think about me? That fear of, am I not good enough? David Schwartz said it best, do what you fear, and the fear will vanish. So that fear of, I'm not attractive enough. I don't know enough, right? If you're worried about your fears, and you're in your own head. So it's not about you. It's about them. It's about your audience. So here's what I visualize. You and your prospect, or you and your customer, are in an igloo in the North Pole, and it is freezing. And you have this lamp, you have this heat lamp, and you are talking about yourself. You're talking about how great your products are. You're talking about, the big sale that's coming up on the product, right? That's all you're talking about. Guess what? You're holding that heat lamp on you, and they're getting cold. They're getting cold. So what you want to do is put that heat lamp on them. Warm them up, right? Ask them, what's going on in your world? How are you doing? How are you hanging in there? How's your family, right? Just keep on asking questions and warm them up. That's how you engage with your audience. And the other thing is building rapport. Quickly build rapport. Establish the connection, right? So rapport is built quickly by, experiencing views. Maybe you share a sense of humor. You have things in common, and you want to get to that rapport building just as quickly as you can. So that's my secret with getting over yourself, getting past that obstacle of I'm not good enough, because it's not about you. There's somebody out there that needs to hear your message. And so I say the 3 E's: encourage people, educate people, and entertain people. People come to social media to find out what their friends are up to, find out what their family's up to, and to be entertained. So when you go on Facebook or any kind of social media, be entertaining, right? be educating, and help people. People will know, like, and trust you then, and then you can sell to your audience. So the third obstacle for me was getting stuck in learning mode, right? Got the t-shirt. And before I would even ask for the sale, oh, I need some better words to say, or I need another script. I've got to take this one more training. I've got to read this one more book, right? I've got to watch this one more how-to video or podcast. I'm telling you for sure, the one quick way to get out of learning mode is to learn it, to teach it. And that's what I'm here today. I am teaching you what I've learned. And this is the best and quickest way to get out of that learning mode obstacle, for sure. Because, you know, we all sell something every day. You sell your spouse on an idea that you have, or you sell a friend on a restaurant that we all need to go to, or you sell your kids on, you know, what they need to do. So we're salesmen, right? And so if you say, well, you know, I don't know how to sell, you sell all day long anyway. And so you've got to build the audience and engage with the audience. And then you can sell to your audience, whatever you sell, your product, your service, whatever it is, those are the obstacles. And so now you don't have any obstacles, right? You are past your fear of success. You don't have that fear anymore of what people think of you, and you're not stuck in learning mode anymore. So a rock star Bruce Springsteen quote, getting an audience is hard, he says. Sustaining an audience is harder. It demands consistency of thought, of purpose, and of action over a long period of time. So it does take consistency. If this has opened your eyes, you know, in any kind of way, I would love for you to email me. I would send you that free ebook I talked about earlier on Build, Engage, Sell. And it's quite an accomplishment to put you know, an ebook out there and, you know, for my friends to read, but I'd love to share it with you. It's totally free, or you can just email me at debbie@debbiehalbrook.com and I'll send it to you. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you, Real.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Debbie, for sharing such a moving message. Now, I believe that we need to overcome our overwhelm, like you've just mentioned, and we also to focus on one thing, your voice, your audience. Wow, that was powerful. You also mentioned that we also need to engage our audiences by building rapport, then we can start selling to those audiences. This is my takeaway home. So you also mentioned that we'll have to have the popping, we will have to sell to our audience by popping the question. What a wow. Thank you so much. So our audience on YouTube, if you have any questions at all for the past speakers who has just shared this message on how you can overcome business obstacles, please feel free to put in the chat box any questions that you have. So our next speaker for today, it's Larry Nomile. He is all the way from Delaware. Larry Nomile was raised in an interracial relationship. His mother is and was a great role model for following your heart, and no matter what other people say. His father was a Black man like myself, an amazing father and a role model for hard work and dedication. He passed when Larry was only 16, and that was when he went into a dark place. He ended up being homeless and found himself in jail. That's when he set 2 goals: to open a tattoo studio and to take care of his mom. He got out of jail, and a year later, he was working towards the goals he set when he was still in jail. He opened and closed 2 studios because he wasn't prepared enough for life as an entrepreneur. Fast forward in 20 years and a lot of mindset changes and acceptance. The last 12 years for Larry, he has owned and operated artistic edition studios, and Larry has clients that come from all over the world to be tattooed by him and his staff. So during COVID-19, he has brought his mother a house and paid off all her debts. Wow. Now that he has reached all his goals, his next goal is to become a billionaire. And he is making a documentary on his journey to becoming a billionaire. Wow. Larry is going to change the world one mindset at a time. So kings and queens, help me to welcome Larry Nomiel.
Thank you, Real. That was a very good introduction. You took a lot of my story for me and did it for me. I appreciate that. So back to what she was saying about, I was raised by my father. He taught me a lot of things, and being in an interrelational, he taught me just everybody is just taught to love, or taught to hate. They're not born in this world to hate. So that's how I treat my life. Is I just think anybody can be taught to love, man. You can't take a color or a person. You take that person's mentality, mindset, and who they are in the life, right? And that's gotten me far in life. But now what I'm doing is I have built an empire that is pretty much it's withstand the test of times. I've lost two businesses, two tattoo studios in the last 20 years prior to not being able to financially take care of it when something would happen, right? My first studio, I lost it because at that time it had got broken into. My wife cheated on me, so I had to move out of my house that I had. I couldn't afford all of the bills. I just had a lot going on, and because I was not financially, mentally, physically ready, I lost that business. And then on my second business, I knew when I shut that business down that I was going to open another one. I just had to keep telling myself every day, like, listen, Larry, get up, get going. Don't let this be the downfall for you. And this is how far back we're going. We're talking 2000, when you're 9/11. So Craig, this will relate to you. I was driving my tractor trailer or dump truck loading up, and I got a radio announcement that the first plane hit. That's how far back we're going. So those are some times, man, some times back then. And then after all of that happened, I ended up moving in with my mom. I had a son, which is right behind me now. It was just me and him at that time. And we're fighting tooth and nail because it was just me and him. I had nobody else. So I had to figure out how to become a father at the same time, still trying to follow my dream as being an entrepreneur, because now his mom's not around. So it's just me and him. And I'm like, how do I do this? So I moved in with my mom. I went to work back for Pioneer Concrete again, and I started saving money up, and I opened up another studio. When I opened up that studio, my mindset still was on more focusing on impressing people than it was putting money away and being financially stable to get myself where I needed to be. And not even just on finances, but on the fact of impressing people, man. We all live to a fact that we put ourselves in debt so far because all we care about is impressing somebody with this nice car, right? With this nice whatever. And back then, that's what I did when I had my second studio. My way of marketing was before technology, before we had all this, was I would go out and just spend money at the bars and buy new clothes and buy the cars. And I had 2 freaking car payments that would hurt your feelings at the same time, just to impress people. And I'm one person. What am I doing? But I did all the stupid things you could possibly do that put my mindsets in the wrong trigger. And then I ended up losing that business because the owner bought that building from me, or bought that building from the landlord, and he wanted everybody out. So he did some grimy stuff, and he took and cut out the bathroom wall in our bathroom and called the Board of Health and had them come out and inspect us. And because I didn't have the money to actually get it fixed, because when you get something like that done, you have to have permits, you have to have everything done. I don't have the money because I'm out here trying to spend it just as quick as I'm getting it, thinking that that's how I needed to run my business, because I wanted more to impress people. So when that happened, I ended up shutting down. Once again, it was me and him. I'm already stressing, trying to figure out my life again. And that's when I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this again. But when I do this time, my mindset's going to be different. So about 15 years ago, I set my mindset out to train my mindset on how to build it to something that nobody can break. And I've been through a lot since that moment. Like I did some investments last year that almost ended my marriage, but I'm still training my mindset just like the rest of us. But now I'm to the point where all I think is success in my mindset. And that's where I want to train people at in their life. And that's what I do with the Billionaire Mindset Coaches. I'm teaching people how to, in business, nothing's predicted. Everything's a crapshoot. You never know what you're getting when you get into it. You think high hopes and you want to believe them high hopes, but you can't believe in everybody else's high hopes. Your hopes are yours. You know, your dreams are yours. Your goals are yours. When you're building your empire, some people won't see your way of doing, just like you won't see theirs. That's where the open mindset comes into play. You have to have an open mindset because sometimes your ideas are the dumb ones. You know, your ideas are the ones that are not going to allow it to go further. And that's where I'm at now in my business. Through COVID, I decided I was going to do a few things to advance my, not just the income, but my awareness and everything else is because we're right before COVID hit. I had just opened up a tattoo supply store to connect another revenue for my supply, my tattoo studio, so I could step away from here, right? And then COVID hit. So COVID, all of the businesses I owned became non essential. So I had to shut all of my I had this, I have a supply store, I have a vape shop or a smoke shop. I own a few things that all of them became, not essential. So it was like, what do you do? Do you stress over it or you keep moving forward? So I decided to take that mindset and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stop. So I ended up starting a podcast. And at that time I had an apprentice because I have a school that I do for mentoring tattoo artists, apprentices. So I take them under my wing and I show them how to become a tattoo artist in all forms of business and all, down to even knowing how to do your taxes, because there's money in tattooing. And the one thing happens is people don't know how to do their taxes. So, we teach a lot. I teach them a lot of different avenues on how to do it. And while I was doing that, I decided, you know what, COVID shut us down. So 7 days a week, I worked with my apprentice. And for 3 months, she went from not knowing how to tattoo to, if you go look at, just Google my name and look up her work and you'll be amazed on the work that she's putting out already in 3 months of dedication and hard work. So what I'm here for in life now is just to show people, man, that anybody with the right mindset can be whatever they want. My son's behind me and he's a key factor to proving what I'm saying. He's 17 years old and got a mindset of an 80-year-old that's been through everything in life and is very successful. He knows what he's going to be. He knows what he's going to do. He already knows where he knows everything he wants to do in life and he's going to do it because he doesn't doubt himself, right? And that's where I think a lot of us have to work on and I do it every day. Like I try to explain it as a roller coaster ride. A mindset is like a roller coaster ride, just like life is. You got a lot going up, your anxiety gets going. And then when you hit that top, either you enjoy that ride or you don't, right? Eventually you got to start enjoying your ride and be happy. Once you can shift your mindset from being stressed out and being down and out and always worrying about this, that, and the third, listen, a bill will be a bill. A debt will be a debt. I've went through bankruptcy. I've been divorced twice. You can't tell me nothing. I'll fix my credit quicker than I can blink an eye. I know how to do that by now. I've done it so many times, because in business, sometimes you have to do what you have to do. I've maxed out credit cards. I've done everything I've had to do to get where I needed to be. So it's just about shifting mindsets, man, and understanding why you need to do it and how important a mindset is to somebody. And that's why I created the Billionaire Mindset, was because I look at it like this, right? A millionaire is nothing. I'm a millionaire. That's nothing. There's still so much debt and so much worry that you have as a millionaire. Growing up, I guess, back in the 80s, $1 million was a lot of money, right? You're like, oh, that's a lot. Not now. Not even close now. Like that's nothing. So when you're trying to figure out life, you're like, where do you need to be? A billionaire are happy. And I'm not saying they're happy because they still have a lot of stress to deal with, but when you can take out the financial worry and you can take out the worrying of your children's well-being and all that, right? That's a billionaire's mindset. That's it, but it's not about money. It's about the happiness that you get. It's the happiness knowing that my son's going to do what he wants to do with his life. It's the happiness knowing that I don't have to worry about his finances because he's not going to worry about his finances because he's going to do what he has to do to get his finances connected, right? The fact that I live happy every day. I'm always happy. I live and work. Everywhere I go home, I'm happy. I come to work. I work with 10 of the most awesome people in the world that I know, that we have the same mindset growth and we're in this together, right? Because that's what we're building. And that's what I want to build for other people, is teach them how to do the same thing. Take your business and create it into a happy place. I go home to come home. How many people can say they do that for a living? And I've had I've had a hard story getting to this point. So that's why I would love to help people. And it's not even a bragging thing because I'm not proud of a lot of stuff I've done. You know, if you go back to the old Larry 20, 30 years ago, there'll be people that have some stories to tell you about me, you know. But today, there's not too many people that can say bad things about me because I'm not a bad person. I might have had done something that I regret, but you'll know it because I'll let you know. So that's all I'm about right now. And my next goal, my goal that I set now in 2020, because after I hit the goals that I set when I was in prison and how those goals started were, let me explain that to you because I left that all out. You got me excited because you knew most of my story. So I'm very impressed, real. Uh, I when I was in jail at 19 years old, 18, about to be 19. My two cellmates were both in for murder, right? One, Richard, he was a safecracker, businessman, blah, blah, blah. He had a son that was in jail too for the same charges. And he kind of took me under his wing because his son, he couldn't do anything for his son like he wanted to. And he messed up with his son. So he was like, kind of like took me under the wing and was like, you're next. You're not going to come back here. You're going to do something with your life. And that's who set me the goal. That's who told me, hey, put a goal together and give me some goals. And when I put them goals together, I promised that man I was going to do something for, I was going to do them goals. So through all of what I've done, goals are what have got me where I'm at today. Every goal I've set, I have to obtain it. And you don't have to obtain it in a stressful way. I've obtained it in a stressful way, but now I don't. Now I don't. My goals now are physical. If I can't do them and with a good-hearted people and a happy time, I'm not doing them because I know God's going to give me my time when it's due. At the end of the day, it'll happen. Right? Ask, receive, believe. So where I'm getting at now is I'm on my way to being a billionaire. And I'm building a documentary. My son's doing all the filming and editing. That's what he's doing right now. It's pretty much all he does all day. And he he's building his documentary at the same time. We're writing books together. We have a book that we're writing together. We have a book. He has a book he's writing. I have a book I'm writing. And now I'm working with 17 other authors. I just posted something today. I have 4 big name authors that I'm not going to name yet until I get the other ones because I don't want the wrong people coming because they think of who it is. So once I get the right authors to come on, all I want is a chapter written out of the book. And I want you to tell me your story and how you changed your mindset to get where you were. So that way people can see, because all I'm trying to do is spread knowledge to people that this is the key factor in life. There's nothing past that moment because everything you do is this, you fight yourself. Just because somebody said you're ugly doesn't mean you're ugly. Just because somebody says you're broke doesn't mean you're broke. That bank account doesn't mean you're broke because in your heart, you still have everything. If you have love, you're not broke. If you have a dream that you're following, you're not broke. A broke person is somebody that's sitting out there with no dream, no nothing, and just not even understanding that the mindset helps them. Not even understand somebody loves them because all their love is lost in their heart, but you can give it back to somebody. So that's where I'm at in my life.
Oh my
And I want to
goodness.
thank you
Wow.
for bringing me on, Real.
Thank you so much, Larry. Wow. Thank you so much for showing us how to change our mindsets to have confidence, growth, and that billionaire mindset. Wow. And you've also mentioned that with the right mindset, anything we want in life or business, it's possible. Like Les Brown would always say that it's possible. So it's really, really possible. Thank you. Thank you so
Yes.
much for such a powerful message. And yes, our viewers on YouTube, if you have any questions for Larry or any of the speakers, Craig and Debbie, please feel free to put it in the chat. And at the end of our speaking, we will just attend to your questions. So now it's going to be my turn. You know, from this podcast, I've learned one thing: to introduce myself. All along, I used to struggle like introducing myself because I feel like, okay, the next person should be introducing me, and then I just come over, I speak, and then I'm done. But with this podcast, I am here. My name is Nompumelelo Riel Kunene, and I know some people struggle saying my full name, so you can call me Mpumi if you can. But if you are good with Nompumelelo, please just brace yourself up before you get tongue-tied. I am an energetic professional speaker. I am an author to Rise to Greater Heights book, which is a comprehensive guide to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. I am also a mentor coach, MC, well known for encouraging many to rise from mediocrity into greatness. My presentations not only motivates, but it also empowers audiences with a fresh perspective, inspiration they require to pursue success and drive sustainable outcomes in a seriously funny way. So I believe that we're in full control of our own choices. My title, Rise to Greater Heights, has inspired and empowered many to pursue their personal and professional passion to become go-getters. So in life, I just wear many hats. I am a certified sales manager. I am a certified travel consultant. I am also the CEO and founder of Swati Canadian International. I am also an esthetician, philanthropist, and a commissioner for arts. But one thing that helped me following my dreams gave me the purpose to see my goals through and understand that I have everything I need to become successful in life. So my everyday message is that your journey to be a better person starts with you. Knowing who you are to your core will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach your full potential. So Hebrews 11, Psalms 27, Psalms 40, they just keep me to rise to greater heights. I am really honored to be surrounded by such greatness in this platform today, all from the United States of America. So I feel like I am an American, right? But before I continue, I just want to double check if I'm in the right platform here. How many of you, with a raise of hand, can say that, Nompumelelo, I have never, ever complained in life? Never, with a raise of hand. Seemingly, I am in the right room here, because sometimes in life we go complaining about everything. Oh, the weather is really bad today. Traffic was worse than expected. My family drives me crazy sometimes. Oh, the movie was really disappointing. You name it. Though whining can be a way to build an inspiration, it can also keep us from acting. And it gives excuses time to procrastinate from achieving goals. One thing I've realized is that we usually complain in the way of a negative situation, and we tend to focus more on the problem than finding potential solutions. Individuals who whine on a regular basis, they are apt to have a bad health. So next time we'll find you complaining that, why do pizzas come in square boxes, yet they're round? And funny enough, they are cut in triangles. Does that sound like you? Please write this down. Write this down. Overcome business obstacles. Overcome business obstacles. You know, being your own boss can be one of the most rewarding experiences of your life. But the first piece of advice I would like to give you is that do a reality check before you even think of quitting your job to go full-time on entrepreneurship. When one thinks about being their own boss, picture this. You've spent so many years working on your job that hasn't even been what you wanted in your life, but you smile because it's almost over and you're just ready to take a lead in that entrepreneurship world. So let's face it, being your own boss has many rewards. And one of the first things that comes to mind about this is the freedom that you have to set up your own hours. From my personal experience as an entrepreneur, having a good sense of strategies to guide you will make you to be successful in this world. You probably should be following your passion profitable. It dictates why you do what you do and why are you interested in running your own business. Like my favorite book says that for as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. That's James 2:26. So in this situation, you'll have to have passion. Always seek passion. If you find yourself just as passionate after getting an inside look, then you can turn your passion into an exciting, thriving new business. So now you can see that complaining doesn't resolve anything whatsoever. And you will never, ever achieve happiness by doing so. How many of you can add a day in your life spent by complaining? Think about of the individuals who wanted to see this beautiful day today, but because COVID-19 happened, because their lives is not in their hands, they couldn't make it. And yet you are here complaining about the toilet seat that men lift up after each and every time they visit their bathroom. Does that sound like you? Okay, write this down. Get organized. Get organized. The reason why I'm saying get organized is because there is only one true thing to power you forward and help you to stay on top of things to be done by being organized. To be successful in business, you need to be organized, and it takes a certain kind of mind to think outside of your box. In this situation, to find the value in new circumstances, you also need to keep detailed records. If I say keep detailed records, I know while you shouldn't look to please everyone all the time, everyone that you stand by, you always please them. The best thing to do in today's society is to get something that is is to keep detailed records for your benefit of growing your business and overcoming any business obstacle that you come across. Because in today's society, we collectively create amazing services through entrepreneurship. So you should focus your thoughts on positivity in everything that you do in life. All successful businesses keep detailed records, and a good way to do this is to have a to-do list each and every day. And you also have to be fearless. I remember Debbie, she mentioned something about fear. Like you're just scared of anything. You're scared of trying something new. You're scared of what people will say to you. But you'll have to be fearless in the business world. Be fearless and authentic to yourself. So how many of you, if I can ask, have dreams and visions that they want to achieve before the year ends? Like you have a dream, you have a vision, you have a goal that you want to achieve before the year ends. That's the person, that's the right person I'm talking to. You need to learn how to manage your own fears. Just knowing this gives you time to create strategies to overcome those challenges. So if you want to separate yourself from the crowd, you'll have to overcome your fears and be authentic to yourself. Oprah Winfrey once said that the thing that you fear the most has no power. Your fear of it is what has power. So facing that really will set you free. The thing that you fear the most has no power. Your fear of it is what has power. Facing the truth really will set you free. That's why you'll have to grow as a leader. You'll have to stay focused on achieving your short-term goals. Just because you've opened your business, it doesn't mean that you're going to immediately start making money. You'll find principles about us as human beings that many of us think about brilliant ideas, but never even try hard to achieve those ideas. One who fail misery and not be scared to dust themselves off and try over and over again, I call those individuals fearless. Because if you fail today, it doesn't mean you're gonna fail tomorrow. Keep on trying, keep on going confidence in the direction of your dreams. And also you'll have to understand finances. Understand finances and the risk involved in order for you to overcome your business obstacles. The key of being successful is taking calculated risk to help your business grow. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you'll have to take a lot of risk. But when you get started, there are risks that you'll have to take as an individual to grow your business and overcome your business obstacles. Because the reality is most of the successful business ventures out there, they need money and they need knowledge to overcome those business obstacles. So take time to calculate the risk that generate tremendous rewards in your business. Another thing that has helped me trying to grow my small business is getting business reviews. Business reviews in this era, honestly, in this era of smartphones, online reviews have created a new field of marketing. Debbie, she mentioned everything about marketing, but I discovered that business reviews, they work wonders. Reviews are actually very important for your business, and most shoppers these days, they will just go on the search engines like Google or even Facebook when they just want to decide on buying something. So consumers tend to review sites to make decisions about the products and services they want to purchase. In fact, more than 80% of consumers trust online reviews. I am also one of them. Before I buy something, I just go online and check the reviews. So there you go. You'll have to make sure that you build a good business report about yourself in order for you to overcome business obstacles in the long run. I so wish you can just tell yourself today that I have to make a difference in this world. The world needs me. The world of business, it needs me. But in order for me to make a difference in my business, in order for me to overcome my business challenges, I'll have to be hungry. Like Les Brown said, that you've got to be hungry. You know, when I think of hungry or hunger, I just envision a lion in the jungle. Hungry lion in the jungle. It doesn't matter what kind of animal came across him. It doesn't matter if you're that giant elephant or you're just that small squirrel. But that lion, what he sees in front of him is lunch. So that's the mindset as business owners that we should keep in our lives to be productive and overcome business obstacles, is to be hungry in everything that we do. Because I believe that we all rise together. So if you are hungry, you'll also connect another hungry person in your life who will help you to grow up together. Please write this down. Please write this down in closing. Resilience to greatness. Resilience to greatness. Honestly, I don't know what your goals are in life, and I don't know what dreams you just want to achieve before the year ends. But here's one thing I know about you. You've got something so special in you. You've got greatness within you. There is greatness inside of you. Inside of you, God has put seeds of excellence. Those seeds are supposed to grow and flourish while you follow God's strategy. Many people have become crippled by their past encounters, and some have stepped over other people just to get to the top. But I believe that God has better plans for every one of us. Your objective is what you were designed for and the reason why you are alive today. With God, I believe that we are destined for greatness as long as we follow His strategy. This is when the growth commences, because discovering your gifts and following God's idea will show you the reason why you are alive. My everyday inspiration, Mr. Les Brown, like I call him, or he once said that if you had to die today, at this very moment, at this hour, what dreams, what ideas, what visions, what goals, what gifts, what talents, and what books will die with you? And then he also continued that the richest place in this planet is the cemetery, because that's where all the brilliant ideas, all the dreams, all the visions are being buried. I don't know about you, but with me, honestly, this message, it gave me sleepless nights. And he also mentioned that you don't have to be great to get started, but you'll have to get started before you become great. With me, that message, honestly, it just gave me that motivation. And I am proud today to introduce my book, Rise to Greater Heights. Rise to Greater Heights book, honestly, it has been born from Mr. Les Brown's everyday motivational messages. This is a comprehensive guide to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. It is so significant to have a positive mindset in life, especially under these circumstances where COVID-19 happened. So this book, it has the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. You can get this book for a family member or a loved one who just need that inspiration to face the world with a positive mindset. The moment you get this book, and by the way, Les Brown, he also wrote the foreword in this book. He wrote the foreword in this book. So by the moment you get this book, you'll be able to explore leadership, empowerment, purpose-driven, mentorship, mental health, coaching, emotional intelligence, spiritual growth, and many, many more topics, including resilience to greatness. Because I believe that the sky is no longer the limit. But from today on, I, Nompumelelo Riel Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Thank you. Whew, thank you so much amazing speakers. Thank you so much for being with me today, and thank you for sharing the platform with me today. I'm just going to check if maybe someone has posted questions. I see 7 people watching right now. Okay, I don't see any questions in there. So thank you so much, amazing speakers. And maybe if you have any 1 minute, like you just want to wrap up everything before we just end this this podcast, I would really appreciate that. Anyone can just take the stage right now.
Sure, I just want to offer Everybody Pays a Vig, One Man's Entrepreneurial Journey on Amazon, because it's what we do. We inspire the world. We have to keep doing it because the world needs inspiration right now.
What I would like to just tell people is, no matter what you're doing in life, if it's business, if it's just life in general, you know, your job, just keep your mindset on positivity, and stuff can change. And just keep, every time you think of something negative, find a positive to the negative. There's a way to shift a mindset. There's a way to shift it. Every day you're just going to fight it. Every day. It's a boxing ring, you know, 12 rounds every day. But the more you get used to it, the more you keep going, the better they get. Because I wake up, you know, I'm happy. I thank God I woke up first and foremost, and I say a little prayer, and then I start my day, right? I have a routine I do every day. I write my goals down every day. I am writing my stuff into fruition. I want to make it come true, right? And that's what it takes. It just takes you being able to control your mind, and it's hard to do. But once you can do it, it's actually fun. You actually start to play with it a little bit. You actually start to see a shift in your life. So that's what I would love to just tell people. Just keep the positivity going and pass it along. Say thank you and you're welcome, and have a good day. Ask somebody how they're doing. Sometimes a simple conversation changes the world.
It'd be one
That's
word. So it's so simple. Don't focus on the obstacles. Rather, you know, replace those thoughts, because that's where the obstacles are for the most part, in your head, right? Those thoughts, and switch those thoughts with things that'll get you, you know, push you past and get you to your goal. So I'm not, go from I am not enough to I'm good enough. You have greatness in you, right? It's not about you. Shine the heat lamp on them, light up others, shine the light on them, and you already know enough. You're there. So go teach it to others. I hope I've inspired you. I also have a book. I don't have a book on me right now, but it's bit.ly/Deb's book. I'd love to give it to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you so much, our amazing viewers on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I believe that next week at the same time, same place, we're going to have you. Remember, the sky is not the limit, but our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. I hope to see you next week at the same platform. Thank you.